Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Well, bringing, there's Natsu, and you know what time it is for? Fairy Tale Review, episode review. Okay, I don't know if this review is going to go out to Kobe versus Jordan. Do you know that they're on a filler right now? Filler arc? Fairy Tale? Don't know if you noticed that. But if you haven't, they are on a filler right now. So this is why I think what the information you found out might be a little on the side of being false, because they have a filler now, and this episode is like the start of what's to come. So the reason why now I say that it's probably not going to end the manga or the anime. Good points to make, but I still think no, because of this filler arc. The last time I did a filler arc fairy tale was between when it was between Erashian 6 and the Atalas arc. So just telling you. Okay, 129. I believe. Let's see. Yes. Fairy Tale episode 129. This one was called Natsu versus Laxus, which is kind of silly. And basically what happens in this episode, several things happen for this filler. Lucy and Michelle Lobster, weird name, are basically looking through the books, trying to decipher these ancient letters from this key that they was given to her by her father, Lucy's father. And while talking to Lucy, Gray and Urza are basically saying, we're going out for a job. They're going out for a job to stop bandits, to get back this guy's gold. And that's when it's decided that since Lucy isn't going with them and Natsu can't make it, it's just going to be Gray and Urza. It's like, oh, that's weird. It's so weird. So weird. Almost like Gray's like, just me and you? He doesn't know how to... And in the background you see Julia, she's like... She destroyed the board, the message board, and she can't deal with it. It's like weird. So they go on their mission. Meanwhile, Natsu and Happy, they're in the they're in the forest fishing, and we see Laxus. He gets confronted by one of those monkey guys. I forgot their name. Those monkey creatures. He toasts them, and Natsu notices it and realizes that that's Laxus, and Gajil notices it as well, and they're running side by side, like, oh. Then Laxus sees them, and they decide to have a fight, quote unquote. And right when they're about to get down to business to fight Laxus, here comes Wendy. She's like, stop it! She's saying to stop it and postpone it or something. She's like, oh yeah, fine, we'll do it tomorrow instead. So that's the story. They're gonna fight tomorrow. And then what happens is everyone else in the guild, Mira Jane and Elfman and Mako, and they all decide, oh, let's make a festival out of it, yay! It's so stupid. So they make a festival out of it. And so Natsu and Gajil, they're gonna fight Laxus. Oh, by the way, the fight doesn't last that long. It was so stupid. Sure, this episode was kind of weird. And then we get another interesting thing. Why Juvia is following Gray and Urza, see if they're gonna do something, and they don't do anything. They don't do anything. It is like, it's weird though, because this is part where Gray is sleeping and Urza's sleeping. Gray's not really sleeping. Urza's sleeping, and they're laying down, and he looks at her like, and then she wakes up, and he's like, ah. It was weird because you don't see them doing that. Gray and Urza going around and stuff. After that, they confront the bandits who stole the gold, and we get kind of strange. We get introduction of an too old characters from season 1. The 2 guys that Natsu defeated in Duke Evolu's house from the Assassin's Guild. Mercenary Guild. The Mercenary Guild. I forgot the name of the guild. Wolf something. Anyway, Gray is fighting them, and at some point he's getting thrashed around by these guys. These guys were hired by the bandits. And it seems like he can't beat them. Eventually, he gets the upper hand and beats them, because the whole point was he wanted to, if Natsu could defeat these guys, then I can. But at some point during the fight, he can't counter their attacks. And then he eventually is able to counter them using a weird move called, I'm not sure what it was called. Something Bringer, I believe. Full Bringer, something Bringer. And he just, these 2 swords, he beats them, finishes them off, defeats them, and they get the gold back. And that's pretty much what happened. In that regard. And then going to the fight, while Wendy's going around, she was like, I didn't want them to fight. She wanted to not have them fight. And then she bumps into Makarov. She's like, Master, they're having a fight. Natsu, Gajil, and Laxus. He's like, what? He's like, what? That exaggerated face. And then Natsu begins to fight Laxus. The fight begins, and it's like, everyone's thinking, this is going to be epic. This is going to be an epic fight. Natsu, he's all fired up. And Laxus is lecture, coming out. One hit. Laxus beats him. That's it. What a disappointment. Well, it's kind of funny. But the punchline is when, after the fight's over, guess what Gajo does? He leaves! He left! Everybody tries to go find him. That had me in stitches. After Laxus beats Natsu, Gajo just leaves. I'm like, what? Oh, God. But the hence point is when Makarov shows up. And Laxus just looks at him. And he's looking back at each other. And Laxus leaves. And then the 3 that follow Laxus, Big Slow, Evergreen, and I forgot his name. And damn it. Forgot his name. I can't believe it. Freed. So yeah, Freed, Big Slow, and Evergreen are telling Master, just bring him back. Just reinstate him in the guild. Of course, that's not going to happen. It does eventually happen, but that's later on. Meanwhile, Lucy is with Levy and Michelle, and they're trying to decipher the ruins. And Lucy finds out, she remembers it from a book. And she looks in this book, and she basically says it's called the Pendulum Clock. Or Pendulum Clock. I believe that's what she said. Pendulum Tower, Pendulum Clock. And that's not actually a key. It's the hand of the clock. That's what that thing is, that pole thing. So, moving right along, Panther Lily, Happy, and Charlotte are back in the guild after that whole thing with Lucy. And they think that Laxus is coming. Not Laxus, Gajil's coming back. So they run out there. She says, Gajil? It's not Gajil. It's 3 people. Okay. And when I said in the beginning of when this arc started that supposedly we were going to see the opposite people from Edelas, that's who you see. And basically it's 3 people. The one on the far right of the screen is the guy who Gray fought. The guy in the middle is the one Natsu fought. Remember the guy with the wand in Edelas with the roller coaster? Well, it's a woman. And the one on the left is the girl who was with Droy. Not Droy. Forgot the guy's name. The octopus guy who transformed into an octopus. So These three are the opposite of the people from Etalos. And that's who we're getting introduced to. And now the next episode is going to be called Targeted Lucy. That's pretty much happened in this episode. Pretty good one, I have to say. I think I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5. We'll have to wait and see what next week brings. Next week's going to get better. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 because, you know, his Natsu was a downer and stuff. So, but 3 out of 5. Next week's going to have a higher rating because we're going to get a lot more stuff. So, to Kobe versus Jordan, there is a filler arc going on with the episodes. So, I can see it continuing. I see it continuing. I really can't see them just shutting off the anime like that. I really don't see it happening after the movie. Bleach, that's different because the Fullbring arc and everything. But for Fairy Tail, they can do filler arcs, and this is a filler arc, and it looks pretty damn good so far. I like what I see. So, yeah. It's Bonkai922. See you guys later, and I want to know what you guys think of this filler arc. Comments below. Alright? See you guys later.